Yep.
Okay, so he's got the hose. You want to kind of turn on a little bit of water. We've got our chalk line here, as you can see. We're going to cut first with this to be able to make a nice line, and then we'll come behind with a concrete saw and basically, get a deeper cut going. So, you want to spray the blade so you don't create a lot of dust. So after we make the cut, so as you can see behind me, Carmelo's working through. He's probably about halfway done with the deep cut. So we came through first with the grinder. We made a surface level cut over our chalk line, so that way we could get a nice straight line along here. Now he's actually cutting through that line. So when you get a bunch of water on here, that chalk line's disappeared at this point. So, that's why it's nice to have that nice cut, so you have a nice point of reference. You're basically gonna go ahead and hit it with the jackhammer to be able to break up those concrete pieces of the pool deck out of the way. As you can see, that's what we've done here. Personally, I like the paddle bit. We didn't have the paddle bit on the truck today, so we're using the pointed bit. So the pointed bit creates a lot more small pieces. The paddle bit creates a lot of big pieces that are easy to, kind of wiggle with. But it's actually nice to put it, the smaller pieces when you have this lip of the house here, because those big pieces, you're going to be fighting trying to get them out, right? So when we have all these little pieces, we can very easily kind of get them out without getting it stuck under this lip that we see here. So, that's what we're working through, and then we'll have a nice clean trench here shortly. We'll come back to you and you'll see that shortly. As you can see here, we've got the concrete out of the way. So that's what we're looking at, really just dirt underneath, right? And you can see there's probably about 2.5, maybe 3 inches of concrete here, right? So that's all there is to your pool deck. We're gonna go ahead and cut this line out of the way, take that concrete out of the way, and that's exactly where your channel is gonna go, right? So next step is to remove the dirt, because we are gonna install a French drain. If you see behind me, we've got a nice good run. So what we don't want is the channel to go lower, 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 and to be this much lower than the pool deck, because then the client goes, well, that's a tripping hazard, right? Why is my channel drain this much lower than my pool deck? But we need the channel drain pitched to run the water out the side, right? And nobody thinks about the pitch when they're installing these channel drains. They're flat, right? So what do we do? How do we resolve that issue? We're gonna put a French drain underneath this channel drain. So I'm gonna show you what that process looks like. And in order to do that, we're gonna need to get the dirt out of the way. But as you can see behind me, it looks like this has a little bit of rebar. So, we're gonna have to get that out of the way, right? There's a nice long one running all the way along here. So we're gonna have to cut that out of the way, which we will do in a bit. And then we're gonna dig that trench underneath the channel drain for our French drain. And we're basically gonna drill holes through the channel drain for the water to drain down into our French drain. And our French drain is gonna be what's pitched to that side and running into the pump. So stay tuned, follow along with us, and if you're lucky, you'll get to see the end result.
Water in your yard? We fix it fast. Call now for free estimates.